Montreal mayoral race is over. Now the real work begins for the winner, but it won't be smooth sailing. Here's why. Municipalities rely on Quebec and Ottawa to fund the big files like affordable housing, homelessness, and even tackling congestion. And there's a lot of economic uncertainty right now. So what can the new mayor do right out of the gate?
It's going to be about transitioning from a campaign team to an actual administration.
So they're going to need an executive committee, and they will need to get their first budget together, and that can be tricky in an election year.
So the first budget is never completely under the control of the new administration.
The new administration has to look at the numbers, and it may not have a lot of wiggle room.
So much of it will already have been put in place by the people working at the city. Once you're elected in November, you don't really have time to completely transform things, turn the ship around, as we say. Montrealers can expect a tax increase, but I would expect it to not be tremendous.
A lot also depends on what happens on federal budget day, which is, by the way, on November 4th.
We know that there's money that's being dedicated to housing. These are things that have been discussed. I think a lot of mayors across Quebec are going to be looking for those kinds of promises with regards to tramways, for example, getting Montreal's projects back on track.
Remember, we're also in the middle of Donald Trump's trade war.
Mark Carney is talking about austerity in terms of the federal spending, in terms of creating or finding new efficiencies.
Then there's Quebec. Much of the federal money for municipalities first passes through the province, and a provincial election is less than a year away.
It's hard for mayors dealing with that government because, yes, it looks increasingly like a lame duck government. You look at the CAQ in the polls, doing very poorly.
So the new city administration could end up in a holding pattern, but, and there's a but, given the current political climate, there's opportunity for this vote-rich metropolis to make its case in battleground Quebec.
Really, one of the major roles of the mayor is to establish those relationships with the different levels of government.
I think that it's important for Montreal, the next mayor, to reach out to all the political parties to make sure that Montreal is not forgotten in the next provincial campaign. Federally, we have a minority government, but they're also talking about large investments in infrastructure.
Meantime, there are the local files the new mayor, the city, and the boroughs could get to right away.
Snow removal and sidewalk maintenance.
Local issues like garbage pickup that we've heard so much about. Other local things like establishing brigades for cleanliness.
Those day-to-day issues are the ones that touch most Montrealers every day, and the promises on those files may have been the ones that won over voters. So, the new mayor, in addition to being new to the job and the new administration, may have a bumpy road ahead trying to tackle the big issues right now and the things the city needs to do in the long term.